CCX Sports presents coverage of high school basketball. Tonight, a great non-conference matchup. Two teams ranked in the top 20 in Class 4A, the Wayzata Trojans and the Champlin Park Rebels. Hello and welcome to Champlin Park High School in Brooklyn Park. John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, our first chance to do a boys basketball game together this season, and what a way to start.
Well, you couldn't ask for anything more. You just got two of really the perennial best programs in the state of Minnesota. Wayzata, John, from 4th grade all the way through their high school program, just a phenomenal basketball program. And Champlin Park, certainly over the last 5-6 years, have been a phenomenal program. Both teams have had a tough schedule, and both teams, trust me, have circled this game against each other. So pretty good atmosphere, a lot of fun to be a part of.
Wayzata off to a 3-1 start. They lost to a very good De La Salle team in the breakdown tournament last weekend, the Breakdown Classic at the Lindbergh Center. Champlin Park also lost that day to Minneapolis Academy, a great Class 2A team, so no shame in losing to either of those teams. Wayzata was able to come back. They played Tuesday against Tutino Grace, won that game. Champlin's been off. They're aching to get back on the court and erase that loss.
Well, sometimes coming off a loss and you have some time, it's really the best thing that can happen to your team. You get, as a coach, you get their attention. You know that you have mistakes to work on, and you can really focus on it too. And to your point, you know, Minneapolis Academy, one of the best teams in the state, and De La Salle just jumped right on Wayzata early, and really they didn't have a chance to get back into that game. But I also look at the first game of the year for Wayzata. John, they beat a really good Cretin-Durham Hall team that's arguably one of the best top 2 or 3 teams in this state. So they've really challenged themselves early. Even though they had a lot of young players last year, there's still a lot of 9th, 10th graders. So they're trying to find their chemistry, but they got a lot of talent. And I think tonight they've lost the last 4 years to this Champlin Park team, so they've circled this night.
Let's look at two key players tonight, both senior leaders for their respective squads, starting with Wayzata, Jacob Benninga.
Well, it seems like we've had a Benninga in the Wayzata program for years, and I got more news. There's a 4th and an 8th grade boy too coming up. So
and a 4th and 8th grade, and Eddie, the younger brother of Jacob.
So you're going to be hearing that name for quite some time to come. But Jacob, he's just a phenomenal player. He never seems to get tired. He's just a workhorse. He's a phenomenal shooter, shooting 50% from 3, and he handles the ball. He plays great defense. He gets in your face. He does a little of everything. He's also their leading rebounder at 5'10" too. So he's just a phenomenal player, great football player as well.
And for Champlin Park, another guy who was a great football player, but has been an outstanding basketball player as well. And like Jacob, will play basketball in college. That's Benedetto.
Yeah, and phenomenal quarterback. We got to see him this fall, but he's a really good basketball player. He's just a smart basketball player, great shooter, averaging 18.5 points. He's also their leading rebounder, the leading assists, and leading steals. So he does everything for this team. And tonight, what's going to be an interesting matchup is you got the size, physicality of Champlin Park versus speed and shooting for Wayzata. So who can kind of control that pace, take care of the basketball, and who ultimately shoots the ball well from the outside? Benedetto's got to have a big night tonight.
Should be a good one. It's Wayzata, Champlin Park, high school boys basketball. Stay tuned. It'll be next live here on CCX.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience, and as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
We are live on this Thursday night from Champlin Park High School. High school boys hoops on CCX. Wayzata, number 7 in Class 4A, coming to Brooklyn Park to take on the Champlin Park Rebels. Let's look at the starters for tonight's game, starting with the Trojans. Again, 3-1 overall, all non-conference games. Guards Jacob Benninga, a 5'10 senior. Luke Paulson, a 6-foot senior. Cody Williams, a 6-foot sophomore. And the Heidi brothers, Keaton, a 6'3 senior, and Camden, a 6-foot 5-inch freshman. And for the Champlin Park Rebels, their forwards, Alex John, a 6'8" senior. Cato Seeley, a 6'4 senior. Guards, Jacob Johnson, a 6'4 senior. Bennett Otto, a 6'4" senior. And Jared Walter, a 6'3" junior. And the head coaches have had some success, definite success in their programs. Brian Schnettler, 5th-year head coach for Wayzata, has brought this team to the state tournament each of the last 2 years after they had not been there since 1959. Able to get to state in back-to-back seasons in Class 4A. And for Champlin Park, Mark Tucksher in his 13th year as head coach. Multiple state tournament appearances for him through the years. 2 state runner-up teams as well. And this is a team that is going to be right in the mix. Both these teams will be right in their mix within their respective sections to get to state again.
Well, 2 things about both these coaches. Mark Tucksher and I grew up playing AAU together, so we're the same age. And he's in his 13th year. People don't realize how young he was when he got that head coaching job. 26 years old when he got that job. And for Wayzata, Brian Schnettler, there was a time, believe it or not, John, when Wayzata was thought of as an easy win for a lot of teams. And again, just done a remarkable job building that program. Again, all the way from the youth to the varsity, they just have tremendous athletes, and they all can shoot. They play well together. They're disciplined, and he's a big reason why. Both of these guys are 2 of the best head coaches you'll find.
I know you're involved in youth basketball. Your son Max plays, so you get to see some of those younger Wayzata teams, and they're in every tournament, right? And they seem to be in the finals or among the top teams in the state.
Absolutely, and really at every level, really from 4th grade to 8th grade, A and B, C level, and also the girls program too. Wayzata has really turned into one of the best, if not the best, basketball program for both boys and girls. And you can say, well, it's because they have a huge school and lots of people to choose from. But you could say that about a lot of schools. So they've really done a good job. Tonight, I'm excited. I think we're going to have contrasting styles, and I'm anxious to see who just starts out, who can play basketball, who can take care of the ball. And again, Wayzata, De La Salle just jumped them from the start at that tournament in Hopkins over the weekend. And sometimes you have that bad loss. Again, the coach really can get after you. They beat Totino Grace, and now here they are, big game on their calendar.
And the opening tap controlled by Champlin Park. And it's in the hands of Bennett Otto. And I asked Coach Tucksher before the game, having not seen the Rebels in their first 2 games. Alex John, nice pass to Walter, a little trouble with it, and then back out to the wing. I said, who's bringing the ball up court for you this year? Because last year was Josiah Strong. Yep. He said, Bennett. Yep. Bennett's doing everything for us.
He does. He does everything. He's a kind of a cliche, but he's a quarterback on the floor. And that time you could see I think he had a shot that time, gave it up and tried to make a pass. But he really has to generate a lot of the offense for the Rebels. And the other interesting matchup is how is Wayzata going to guard Alex John, 6'8" down there, and see if they can get him going early and play inside-out basketball.
Cody Williams in the 22 as it's stripped away. Here's Cato Seeley in for the layup.
Well, showing his athleticism. I mean, he's a big guy too, 6'5", great hands, gets the deflection. You see finishing with that left hand.
Double team on Benninga's got to give it up to Williams. One dribble by Camden Heidi, back out, and the 3-pointer drops over the rim for Keaton Heidi.
Oh, brother to brother, and you get that nice friendly roll. It's not supposed to happen when you're on the road.
Foul out top on Cody Williams. Will be our first foul tonight.
And Cody Cody Williams, a really good athlete. Still young, still, only a sophomore, but played significant minutes last year as a freshman. He's got a great body. He's a very good athlete. And he's got the difficult assignment tonight of guarding Bennett Otto.
Otto will play next year at Augustana. Johnson to Walter. Otto, there's in to Alex John, draws the double team, back out. Jacob Johnson, mid-range jumper is short, and rebounded by Camden Heidi.
And again, Alex John has that ball 2 feet from the rim. That's where you want to see him going up with it.
Benninga 3 comes up short, out to the wing on the long rebound to Paulson. Work it to Williams, in some traffic in the lane, has to come back out with the pass. Benninga's got Otto, the hand up in his face. Trapped in the corner, Keaton Heidi, and then coming down the lane for the dunk, Camden Heidi, the big freshman with this finish.
How about Camden? Great job that time. He bailed his teammate out. You see him cut right to the rim and kind of got lucky. Wayzata was in trouble there, and the 9th grader throwing it down. That was nice.
Off the hands of Keaton Heidi there, out of bounds. It'll stay with Champlin Park.
Again, great job. You watch this. You're going to get great trapping here in the corner. And again, you see Keaton, Camden right down the lane, and that's how you finish. You want to attack the rim.
One more look at it. And the flush for Camden Heidi. Rebels with the basketball, trailing by 3. Just over 2 minutes in. John Jacobson, Ryan Iverson tonight from Champlin Park. Nice little move by Otto in the paint. Can't get the shot to fall, though, and rebounded by Camden Heidi.
Great footwork. You can see excellent footwork. And there's the ball was tipped. But I'll tell you, that's what's so fun to watch Bennett Otto. He doesn't look quick. He doesn't look fast. I hate to use that term that you used 20 years ago to describe me when I played, but crafty is the word. I mean, he is. He's got the great footwork, great body, head fakes, and able to get really a shot off whenever he wants.
Now, was that me, or was that the late Corky Taylor that called you crafty?
Yeah, Corky never told me I was quick, even though I was beating Jared Nunes and other guys off the dribble. I was deceptively fast, is what Corky and you used to say.
And got misses. Rebounded by Seeley, ahead to Johnson. Oh, what a great block by Keaton Heidi.
Champlin Park, they get out and run like that. That's when they're going to have to take advantage of those opportunities. It almost looked like Alex went up to jump and his knee kind of buckled a little bit. He wasn't able to explode on that finish, and a good block. You can see they're going 4 out, 4 on the perimeter with Alex John down low. See if they can either get something going from the outside or get Alex going down low.
Otto misses on a 3, rebounded by Cody Williams. Benninga back to Williams.
Oh, nice pass.
Benninga back out top. And a 3 ball is good. The Heidi brothers came to play tonight. The second 3 for Keaton.
Yeah, and Keaton on the year not scoring as much as he has in the past, but that time almost from the same spot he hit at earlier in the game. 2 for 2 on 3s.
Steal by Williams. Wayzata has numbers. Here's Paulson attacking and scoring.
That's Wayzata basketball. They get up and down the floor. They put a lot of pressure on you. And a nice job, too, by Paulson. You see him use his body, shift the ball to his left hand. Big time finish.
10-2. Otto traveled. He started to go up with the shot, came down, still had the ball.
Well, and a good contest that time by Cody Williams. I think Bennett Otto thought he was going to be open, and great contest. Nice throw ahead. Watch the body right there. Knowing that you got a big guy in Cato Seeley coming to challenge it, he shifts the ball, uses his body to protect it. Great finish.
Travel this time, whistled against Keaton Heidi.
One of the things when you play Wayzata is you can never relax on defense, John. They move the ball, they're always cutting, and they can all shoot, so you cannot relax. So often in high school, you'll see you play defense for a couple seconds, then you relax. You just can't do it against this Trojan team.
Champlin Park cold from the field early, just the one early basket from Seeley. Another 3, this one comes out for Heidi, a little long, Keaton Heidi, and rebounded by Seeley. On the block, double team on Alex John, and he gets fouled.
And you can see Wayzata automatically doubling the ball in the post. Anytime Alex John gets it, what they'll have to do is slide an offensive player, roll him right to the basket, right to the rim, see if they can get a couple of quick baskets out of that double team. Alex, it's tough, right? Especially when you don't know what direction that double team's coming from.
Connor Hale and Grant Bokovitz both in for Wayzata at the whistle. That foul was on Benninga, his first. And then we're going to get another foul on the floor. This will be on Keaton Heide. Otto in, Seeley back out, Otto to the corner, fakes the three, now drives, dishes off. Seeley didn't take it, and they work it back out top to Johnson. Seeley starting to come baseline, nice little spin move, missed the shot, follow-up won't go, tipped back out, into the hands, and Rebels controlling. Otto from 17 hits.
Great patience, great ball fake. Again, just so good with his footwork. And he freed up himself by that ball fake, took the mid-range, beautiful offense.
Cooper Olson missing on the steal try. The Heide able to release it. That's Connor Hale with a three and a timeout taken by Champlin Park.
And that's Wayzata basketball. They have guys that can break you down off the dribble, and they don't have a lot of size, but that's where they get you. They spread you out, and if you come down to help, which so often you're taught to do, they spot up. Connor Hale not having a great scoring year, averaging under 5 points per game, but comes right into the game and nothing but net. Watch this ball fake right here by Bennett Otto. Bam, he freezes the defender. So many guys either go all the way to the rim or they shoot a three. He takes the mid-range shot and buries it. Boom, nothing but net. Wayzata off to a pretty good start shooting the ball from the outside.
You know, that's been their trademark the last few years. And if you remember a couple of years ago with Champlin Park, had a couple of seasons, they had, that was almost all they did. Other than Theo John, they were three-point shooters.
And you think with McKinley Wright, putting that pressure on you, you have to pick, do you help or do you stay on the shooters? And, you know, Jacob Benninga does that same kind of thing. And if you help, you're going to pay by giving up threes.
Foul on the floor as Otto was fouled.
You know, Champlin Park putting pressure. You can see Wayzata trying to disrupt Champlin Park, making Bennett Otto work to bring the ball up. That's 4 team fouls already. So if Champlin Park can continue to put that pressure on them.
Yeah, nobody with more than one, but he has 4 fouls already on the Trojans, 5.5 minutes in. Seeley, 3 from the wing, and that's good.
Nice job by Seeley getting space there on the driving kick by Bennett Otto. And again, Bennett Otto, one way or the other, is going to have a hand in most of the scoring, whether he's shooting it or whether he's creating for a teammate.
Traveled, called on Benninga.
Yep, nice job. Look, you get into the heart of the defense, and you can tell right there, Cato Seeley, that's what you got to do. When you're playing with a playmaker, John, and your guy comes to help, you got to create space so that when you catch it, you're open, and then be ready to knock it down. Cato Seeley, 5 early points here to start the game.
Eddie Benninga, 6'1", sophomore, number 5, now into the lineup for the Trojans. But no call there. Johnson. Now the pass down to John, back out to Otto. Hale closes quickly on him. Walter put it up, good look at it, and the shot wouldn't go. Excuse me, Cooper Olson, and the rebound to Wayzata.
6'7", so there's not a lot of people. Nice challenge that time by Alex John. Jacob Benninga going to get the foul called, so he's going to get a trip to the free throw line. But again, Cooper Olson on the other end, not a lot of guys that are going to be able to challenge him. And Alex John, one thing his older brother Theo did such a good job of is contesting without fouling. And in that time, anytime you swing that arm like that, whether it's a foul or not, it looks like a foul. Referees are going to call that.
It took him till about probably his senior year, though, to kind of figure that out. Remember how much foul trouble he had on sophomore and junior years especially?
It's an art. People think when you're tall and athletic, it should be easy, you know, to not get him with the body. But when you swing that arm through, again, a lot of times referees are just going by what it looks like. And that's an easy call for them to make.
Second one comes up short. Otto has the rebound and pushes it ahead for the Rebels. Johnson Jumper short, rebound underneath, and up and in.
We're not giving that an assist on that one. We're calling that as a shot.
That's Francis Wakoria, sophomore, part of an outstanding sophomore class that Champlin Park has. And Wakoria, 6'5" sophomore. And really nice frame for a high school basketball player.
Yep.
And he gets his first basket here. Pass behind him there, and then out of bounds. It's off Wayzata, off of Bokovitz.
Well, nice frame for basketball. I know Nick Keenan somewhere is watching him saying it looks like a nice frame for football too. He's a 6'5", great hands, good footwork, and really a strong player. And again, you got to look at every game. What's your strength? Champlin Park, I really think size and physicality. And the question is, will they be able to utilize that here tonight?
A foul on the floor. It'll be the 5th on Wayzata. That'll be the 2nd on Cody Williams. So he's going to come out.
And you can see Coach Snetler talking to him saying, hey, that's a foul we don't need, right? Especially when you already got one. You got to play without using your hands, and you don't want to get one 30 feet from the basket, right? If you're going to take one, take it when you're taking away a layup or something, but you got to know your value.
Wakoria in and can't get it to go. Gets the rebound, trying to go back up. That gets blocked on a good defensive play by Camden Heidi. Paulson has it stripped away. Rebels with the ball. Otto flips it. Oh, and then laid in by Johnson.
That is a beautiful fast break, John. The ball never touching the ground. Great job by Bennett Otto. Can you tell he's a quarterback throwing that up there like he was throwing the fade? And excellent job, good finish by Johnson.
And then Jace Miller was the one that got the assist. It was Otto to Miller to Johnson, and Wayzata quickly answers on the basket by Camden Heidi. So it's another made 3 for Wayzata. They've got 4 of them so far.
And that's really the key for them. If they shoot the ball well, they are almost unbeatable.
That shot long by Olson and rebounded by Camden Heidi. It's his player. Olson off the dribble, goes to the basket, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You know, he's 6'5". He's a 9th grader. Watch this beautiful throw over the shoulder. And a great pass, nice finish. That was a beautiful fast break. You know, but Camden Heidi, he's a 9th grader this year, and I thought last year was such a great move by Coach Snetler. He got him as an 8th grader time. He played significant time, and you know, that's quite a big jump physically as an 8th grader to play against guys that are 3, 4, 5 years older than you. But you're going to start seeing it paying dividends. You see it already in this game. Camden Heidi playing with a lot of confidence, looking to, you know, hit a 3 there. He's looking to attack off the dribble. And he's had a nice game. He's got 7 points already here to start the game.
Eight-point lead that matches the biggest lead tonight for Wayzata. Ball knocked away. Here's a steal for Wayzata. Eddie Benninga. Paulson didn't have anywhere to go with it there, and it's a turnover for the Trojans.
It didn't work out. It was a fast break, but you could see Paulson was trying to kick that ball out for a 3. And I'm not saying they shoot the ball as well or that they are comparative to them, but that's Golden State Warrior basketball too, right? They'll give up a layup to get a good 3-point shot, and that's kind of how Wayzata plays as well. That's how much they believe and trust in their shooters.
Open look for a 3 ball, but out for Olson. Trojans with the ball. We're midway through the first half. Wayzata's led throughout. They have an 8-point lead here, and now it's a 10-point lead. Camden Heidi having a big first half.
And great patience. You see that ball moving again. Great shot fake and takes the mid-range. Beautiful.
Otto open, gives it up.
What a pass.
Not an and one, but Wakoria will go to the line to shoot 2, and a great pass indeed by Bennett Otto.
That's just great feel for it, right? Watch him get here. No look, left-handed pass. I'll tell you, Champlin Park, they're doing a nice job. They're going down to Alex John. They're going to Francis Wakoria. And you can see Wayzata doubling right away, John. Champlin Park's going to have to knock some of those open 3-pointers down. You're going to have to make Wayzata pay for leaving guys open and doubling the post. They just have been unable to do that so far. And now with this lineup, you have Wakoria and Alex John. So you got 2 guys that are both big, and maybe they can work together down in the low post.
Second free throw also in. Trojans lead back to 8. Down low. John knocked it away. Plays at the basketball.
And it's a lot of misdirection, too. You got action going on one side, but really they're setting up for a screen away. And it all comes back to, again, when you're preparing to play Wayzata, you just can't rest because your guy is constantly going to be moving, cutting, and putting pressure on you. And you got to be able to move with the flight of the ball.
Three way short by Heidi and not saved successfully by Wayzata. Here's Otto slicing through traffic off the glass and in.
He's slippery too, isn't he? I mean, he got down the lane. Great change of pace that time. Starts on the left side, able to finish with his right. Beautiful finish, beautiful move.
Attacking the basket and a block by John. Seeley back out to Otto. Seeley back to Otto again, left side. Well, Coria couldn't get it to go. Nice little move on the baseline, though. He's got some great footwork, doesn't he? And a steal here by Seeley. Wayzata gets it back. Open three by Paulson. And out, rebounded by Otto.
Great contest by Alex John, right? You got 6'8" coming out and contesting on you. It changes your shot.
Wayzata able to defend Bennett Otto there. Trojans quickly back to the front court. Paulson leaving it for Camden Heidi. Drive and kick out by Eddie Benega. And then three missed by Jacob Benega. Otto ahead, trying to go to John, and a great steal by Paulson. Camden Heidi, pull up side of the lane, not good. Rebounded by Alex John.
And again, Wayzata missing a couple shots, getting good shots. Great driving, quick, extra pass. John, isn't it funny? You normally see that extra pass, and the basket almost always goes in. That time, not quite in. And that's a big foul. That's going to be on Jacob Benega, which is going to be his second, but it also puts a very good free throw shooter in Bennett Otto at the line. Champlin Park will be shooting the bonus here the rest of the way. That's where those early fouls that come into the game really can impact it.
Jacob Benega out along with Keaton, or excuse me, with Keaton Heidi. Both of those guys have two. Cody Williams back in. He has two. First look at Jacob Wildermuth, 6'3" junior, number 11 in now for Wayzata. Hit through a miss, but unable to save it. Inbounds was Bokovic, so Rebels get a break there. They'll keep possession.
Pretty well played, John, first few minutes of this game, isn't it? I mean, both teams playing exciting, smart, good basketball.
Attacking is Jacob Johnson, not good. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
And you feel like Champlin Park is getting to the rim. They're getting good shots. They haven't been able to make many of them. Missed a couple open threes, but you know, Jacob Johnson, he's 6'4". He's got nice length, good quickness too, and excellent job there getting to the rim. They're putting pressure on the Trojan defense. The problem is, what are these called again, John?
Free throws?
I always tell kids,
free.
they're free points. You've earned that trip. You've got to be able to knock your free throws down.
Second one is good. Rebels 3 out of 5 from the free throw line. They trail it by 5, and a foul on Johnson guarding Paulson. First on Johnson, just the third team foul on Champlin Park. Rebels 22-6 a year ago, lost a heartbreaker in double overtime to Osseo in the Section 5 semifinals over at Maple Grove. And Osseo went on to beat Park Center in the next round. Here's Otto off a miss. Rebels have numbers. Otto trying to attack, and it's going to be called for the foul.
Wow. I think what led to that is he kind of lowered his shoulder a little bit because it looked like the Wayzata player. I couldn't see. Yeah, it's Connor Hale. Yeah, that's pretty good defense. I think if Benedetto had gone straight, he might have gotten that call or a no call. But when you lower that shoulder, and I'll tell you what, heads-up play, too, by Connor Hale. That looked like it was going to be a for-sure basket for Champlin Park. They had the numbers. You know, those types of plays don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but they're winning plays.
Nice little floater. Cody Williams got his first basket tonight.
Yeah, and he's a really good player, John. I got to see him this summer play, and he was playing against some of the top players in the country, and he more than held his own. And by moves like that, just using his body, good quickness.
Bounce pass down low. Seeley goes back out with it to Ethan Renz. Renz getting it to Otto, and this time is fouled by Connor Hale. That's his second. And the ninth team foul on Wayzata.
It's starting to add up, and again, you're putting a very good free throw shooter, even though he missed his first attempt. You're putting him on the line to play 25, 30 feet away from the basket. You love the effort, you love the ball pressure, but you got to play smart too, and you got to hold off on that. You don't want to give a good player free points.
He's 0 for 2.
Well, maybe that's smart defense.
Off the hands of Seeley, trying to save it back to Otto, out of bounds. Or is it off Wayzata last? It'll be still Champlin Park basketball.
That certainly looked like it was off Benedetto.
So unable to cash in on the free throw, but again, they keep possession. Alex John is going to check back in. Cato Seeley out.
I think, too, it's important if Alex John can get a basket down low, really collapse that Wayzata defense even more on him, it might open up some more driving lanes, some more open looks for these shooters.
Three-point try is good. It's Jared Walter with his first basket tonight.
That's a big one, right? You got to make those shots. Again, you get that open look off the drive and kick, and a nice shot by Jared there to knock it down.
Eddie Benega, that won't go. Rebounded by Johnson. Lost the ball. Big scramble on the floor. Otto gets it. Takes the pass from the floor and drains it.
Just how Coach Tucksher drew it up, right? And sometimes the ball's got to bounce your way. It gets right to Benedetto. I love how he didn't hesitate. Stepped right into it and buried it.
Out of bounds. Just lost on that one by Camden Heidi.
How about Champlin Park fighting back here into this game? And look at the hustle. That's what you love to see. Both teams getting down on the floor. And Benedetto just happens to be stepping right into rhythm, too, and knocks it down. Back-to-back three-pointers for Champlin Park.
Great effort by Jacob Johnson on that one, on that pass, and now hits a three.
Yeah.
And Champlin Park is in the lead.
It's raining out, John. That's 3 in a row. And Wayzata here after a big lead. Great rally by the Rebels and timeout here for the Trojans. But I'll tell you, shooting is contagious. You know, they got Jared Walter knocked that first one down. Benedetto with another one. And I'll tell you, that's just a beautiful play by Benedetto. He drives, collapses the defense, kicks it out. Jacob Johnson having a nice game here so far as well. Knocks down the three.
So Wayzata had a 10-point lead, and now the Rebels up by 2. Those back-to-back threes in quick order by Otto and then by Johnson on that last possession.
And that's the thing, the three ball it changes everything. When you can knock that down, obviously scoring, you know, it's worth one more point, but it just opens the defense. It opens everything else. When a defense has to come out to that three-point line, now you're forced to choose if you're Wayzata. Do we help on Benedetto's drive? Or do we let him, go one-on-one? It just changes how you defend things. So those last 3 possessions, 3 big three-pointers for the Rebels, and they got the lead.
Trojans have been a little more careless with the basketball last few possessions as well. It cut down on their mistakes here, and they'll be right back in the lead. Here's Williams. John pops out on him, double team as Walter came over. He's able to release the pass.
Imagine that double when you got Alex John coming at you, that big frame.
You got a foul on Johnson. That'll be his second, team's 5th.
1-2, and Jacob Benega out of the game with those 2 fouls. He's kind of that guy that can just create, on the floor on offense for the Trojans. So right now they're going to need Cody Williams. They're going to need Camden Heidi to someone to step up and get them some buckets here.
Eddie Benega is long on the 3. Rebounded by Walter. Jared Walter up court. Gets to Otto. Loose on the floor. Otto. He's all right.
Yeah.
Starts dribbling and he's able to get the pass to Seeley. Seeley will attack and score.
You know, again, and I think that's a result of the 3-point shots going. No one helps. And Seeley, you can see he had a great crossover there all the way from the top of the key all the way to the rim with no help, able to finish.
Biggest lead of the night for Champlin Park. That 3 is good. That is Keaton Heidi with his third 3-pointer of the first half.
Well, and more importantly, it kind of stops the bleeding here for Wayzata. That was a big shot. Good answer.
Otto trying to attack, lost his footing. Ball on the floor, tie-up jump ball.
Well, and that's Eddie Benega on the floor diving around. Tell you, good driving kick, and I like Keaton Heidi. He's not hesitating. He's stepping right into it. He's knocked down 3. He's shooting the ball with confidence.
Jacob Benega back in for Wayzata.
You know, when you make a shot, finally you get a little bit of energy, and you see it translate on the defensive end. Excellent defense by the Trojans. And again, getting on that floor, securing a jump ball.
Trojans with the basketball. They trail by 1. We're under 3 minutes to go in a good first half. High school basketball and CCX, early season non-conference matchup. Scramble, but the Trojans keep the ball. Ball tipped in the lane here. Benega to Paulson. They'll reset out there. Another 3 ball for Keaton Heidi. This one misses. Long rebound and chased down by Hale.
Yeah, Wayzata getting a lot of offensive rebounds on those. When you shoot a lot of threes, you're going to get long rebounds and getting second, third chances here on offense.
Long 3 by Benega. Not good. Rebounded by Walter. Seeley skip pass to the corner. Walter will put it on the deck and get a whistle. Foul on Wayzata.
Well, I think they're going to get. Oh, I thought they were going to get Jacob Benega on that. I think they're getting Camden Heidi on it.
Yeah, first on Camden Heidi. It's a 10th team foul, so this is 2 shots coming for Jared Walter. First point tonight for Walter. Second one also good. Their first free throw, I should say. He's got 5 points now, and it's the 3-point lead.
Well, and a smart play, too, by Jared is knowing he's in the bonus attacking, right? And Wayzata playing good pressure defense, but you got to learn to do it without your hands on there, without fouling.
Camden Heidi draws the double team. Whip the ball around. Benega open in the corner. They got it around quickly, but the shot wouldn't go, and Rebels have it.
Beautiful basketball, John. Just unselfish.
Seeley can't get it to go. Here come the Trojans. Attacking, scored, and one.
What a finish.
Camden Heidi with a basket has got a chance for a 3-point play.
And also puts him in double figures, too. But, hey, no one stops the ball. That's step one. You got to stop the ball, and you can see that little bit of reach in that time by Benedetto. And I'll tell you, for a 9th grader, John, he's a big, strong kid. And you see him switch into his left hand, able to take the contact and finish. You don't see a lot of 9th graders built like that and able to finish for a 3-point play opportunity.
Free throw up and good by Camden Heidi. Last foul was on Cooper Olson. That's his second. We are tied at 29. Grant Bokovitz back in for the Trojans.
Well, nice little answer here by Wayzata, right? Champlin Park had that big run, took the lead, and Wayzata's kind of calmed down here and got a couple stops and able to get some nice plays.
We're going to foul here on Seeley. Hale took the contact.
No, they give it to Alex John.
It'll be on John instead. That's his second, 7th team foul. Coach Tucksher doesn't particularly care for that call.
Well, it was a double screen down, trying to free a shooter up at the top of the key, and see Coach Tucksher saying he was set there.
With a drive by Paulson, but comes up short on the layup. Quick outlet. Here's Renz, and he gets fouled and he'll go to the line.
Two things I want to point out. Renz, great job getting to the rim, knowing he's going to get fouled. But what set that play up is there was a great drive to the basket by Wayzata, and Benedetto stood there to take a charge. And because of that, it looked like Paulson had to alter his shot. And what should have been an easy layup instead became a difficult one. And again, a little tiny play like that, but that's a winning play by Benedetto.
That foul was on Connor Hale. That's his third. So he comes out. Renz gets the second free throw. The Rebels back up by 1. First point tonight for the junior, Ethan Renz. Paulson, nice dish off from Bokovitz.
Great cut too, right? You pass down low, don't stand still. And again, that's that constant pressure. They pass and they cut. And a nice pass too by Bokovitz.
Otto, I just lost it out of bounds. He thought it was off Wayzata, and it's off, called off of Otto. Corey lost his man. That helped set up that layup.
And you can see Walter just paused for a second and lost Paulson in a great drive, a great cut, and a nice pass as well.
Benega off to Eddie Benega from Jacob. Out of Paulson. 25 seconds to go in the half. Ryan Iverson will be hearing from both coaches at halftime. Another 15 seconds. Paulson. Eddie Benega trying to take Seeley off the dribble. Comes through and thrown away. Steal by Otto. Final seconds. Otto leans into it at the buzzer. Missed it. He's trying to draw the foul on Benega. A great job by Jacob Benega to avoid the contact. Otherwise, that would have been his third foul. And the 3 missed, and we go to halftime with Wayzata up 31-30. So good first half of basketball here tonight. Wayzata built that big lead, 10 points, midway through the first half, and then they went cold and had some turnovers, and Champlin Park able to go ahead by as many as 4, and it's a 1-point Trojans lead at halftime. Let's go down to the floor now. Ryan Iverson standing by with Brian Schnettler.
Thanks, John. Coach, you had to be impressed with the ball movement there. I know you and I talked pregame about being able to make shots. You guys did shoot the ball pretty well there in the first half.
Yeah, we had some other guys step up. Our Luke Paulson and Jacob Benega are 2 best shooters traditionally, but the Heidi brothers are hitting shots, and the ball's moving well. I think in the second half, if Jacob and Luke keep getting those shots, I like our chances.
One of the things, too, a lot of foul troubles. They're calling a lot of hand checks. How do you guys adjust your play in the second half?
They're calling it tighter than what we've seen in our first 4 games, and we got to get our hands off. But we want to pressure. That's what we have to do and what we do well, and we got to do a little better job of keeping our hands off, but we want to keep pressuring.
One last thing. I mean, when I'm watching your guys' team play on offense, it's beautiful basketball. Ball's moving, drive and kick, giving up a good shot for a great shot. Is that something you preach and talk about a lot during practice?
Every single day. I don't know that it's where we want it to be yet, but it's getting better, and hopefully it'll continue to get better tonight and moving forward this year.
Last question, what do you have to do to win this game?
Got to keep rebounding. I think we're doing a pretty good job on the defensive end and rebounding. We got to not let Otto go off, and got to keep moving the ball. We'll get great shots.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you, John.
Thanks, Ryan, and we'll hear from Mark Tucksher before the second half. Champlin Park dance line out to entertain the home fans tonight as we go to break. Our halftime score is Wayzata 31, Champlin Park 30. More boys basketball on CCX after this timeout.
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Halftime tonight at Champlin Park High School. The Wayzata Trojans leading Champlin Park High School boys basketball on CCX 31-30. Our scores. We'll look at some halftime highlights. And Ryan Iverson, it was a good first half in stretches for each of these teams, right? It wasn't all great for 18 minutes, but we saw some great flashes of play. That one, Keaton Heide to Camden Heide for the dunk. And then they forced the turnover. Great body control there by Luke Paulson for the layup.
And really, Wayzata got off to a really strong start, built up a good lead. Nice drive and kick. That's Wayzata basketball as Connor Hale knocks down a three.
Benedetto able to find Cato Seeley. And the senior with 7 points in the first half.
And that really kind of lifted them. That was the first one that went from downtown, and this was a beautiful transition, fast break. Great pass as Jacob Johnson able to finish for the layup.
Big first half for Camden Heide, knocking down that shot from mid-range. And then the scramble here, Johnson to Otto for a three ball for Champlin Park.
That was back-to-back-to-back threes by Champlin Park. They gave them the lead.
Keaton Heide helping Wayzata get back into the lead. And then a block here sets up the transition game, and the fast break for Wayzata and the layup and the foul. And Camden Heide able to turn that into a three-point play. He leads all scorers with 12 points. His brother Keaton with 9. Luke Paulson with 4. Talk about Ben again. The pregame, no field goals, just 1 point. That's what Coach Schnettler talked about. If he gets those looks in the second half,
he's got to be able to knock him down. And the other thing, too, is sometimes you want to get that layup to start, right? Before you start shooting threes, you just got to be aggressive, stay aggressive, and you got to stay out of foul trouble going into the second half also.
Balance scoring for Champlin Park. Seeley and Otto, 7 each. Jacob Johnson with 6 points.
I think Champlin Park's going to look back, too, at missed free throws in the first half. And a couple of those misses were front end of the 1-and-1. So leaving some points there. They did a nice job of attacking, putting pressure on Wayzata, but then you got to capitalize. You got to knock those free throws down.
We'll take a break, come back. Second half of play. We'll hear from Mark Tucksher and continue with our coverage of Prep Boys basketball on CCX Sports after this timeout.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Wayzata 31, Champlin Park 30. Back to the floor we go. Ryan Iverson with Mark Tucksher.
Hey, Mark, you guys were down there early. You had a great run there to take the lead. What was the reasoning behind that? How were you able to do that?
I think we just kind of buckled down on defense. We had a lot of good defensive boards there, kind of the one and done, and stayed home on the shooters a little bit tighter. And I think that's turns to running on our side on the offensive end, and we got some easy runouts.
I thought, too, you got a couple of outside shots to follow. They're clearly doubling you in the post. How do you counteract that here in the second half?
Absolutely. Talk about that at halftime, too. Hit the post, that double's coming. It's not the first kick out, it's maybe the second, third pass, and you're getting wide open looks.
They put so much pressure on you when they're on offense, right? The drive and the kick. Yep. How are you able to, you guys did a pretty good job at defending that in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tricky. You got to contain the dribble drive, but at the same time, you got to guard the three-point line. That makes the team very dangerous, but our boys are playing smart basketballs.
If you and Coach Snetler were to have a game of horse, who do you think would win right now?
Boy, I don't know. Right now, he's probably in better shape, but I got a good mental game. So
good luck in the second half, Tuck. All right, back to you, JJ.
Hopefully it won't come down to that at the end, thanks to Coach Snetler and Coach Tucksher, both pretty fair basketball players indeed in their playing days. So we got 18 minutes to decide this one, a 1-point Trojans lead. As far as foul troubles, Connor Hale off the bench for Wayzata has 3 fouls, and 3 starters with 2 fouls each. Jacob Benega, Cody Williams, and Keaton Heidi for Wayzata. On the Champlin Park side of the ledger, 2 fouls for Alex John and Jacob Johnson and Cooper Olson. In the first half, Wayzata picked up 11 team fouls to 7 for Champlin Park. Rebels with 10 field goals, 4 of them threes, 6 out of 10 from the free throw line. Wayzata 11 field goals, 5 of them threes. They were 4 or 5 from the line. First possession of the second half for Champlin Park as Walter will inbound.
Yeah, I really thought, John, that both teams played pretty well in the first half. I thought Champlin Park had the opportunity there to run and finish a little bit more in transition, and I think they got to use their size to their advantage here in the second half, and Wayzata just got to keep attacking and keep shooting the ball well.
Nice attack by Johnson, wouldn't go. Alex John can't get it to go. Ball on the floor, and Jacob Benega and Jacob Johnson go to the floor. Jump ball. It'll be Wayzata basketball.
Neither kid backing down. That's just great effort. Neither one wanted to let go of that basketball, but bigger picture offensively, you get it down to Alex John, excuse me. That's where you got to finish that. You got to go up. You got to finish that. That would have been a great start to the half for the Rebels.
Here's Jacob Benega. Crossover, then off to Cody Williams with the pass. And shot won't go, and Otto rebounds. Ahead to Seeley. One dribble and back out to Benedetto. Walter into the post to John, draws the double, back out. Johnson, Otto open left corner, and that's good.
And again, beautiful basketball, and it starts by getting the ball down low, and Alex John commanding that double team, making a great decision, good extra pass. Great shot by Benedetto. That was beautiful offense, inside out.
Keaton Heidi handing off to Jacob Benega. Benega for 3, not good, rebounded by Seeley. Looks ahead, off to Otto. Little floater on the baseline, a little short, and rebounded by Benega.
Let's see if Benega can get something easy, right, John? Everything's kind of been off the dribble.
Oh, and John sends that back into the Wayzata bench.
You know, and even his three-point shots are coming off the dribble with the contest right there. And I thought that was a smart play that time, trying to get something going to the rim. Nice job by Alex John. There's a look, great extra pass, and it leads to a wide open three. There's the block.
Nice backdoor, and then the back out of for a three. Skip pass across. Here's Paulson. Pulls it up at the free throw line. Keaton Heidi. That one's short. Rebounded by Walter. The head it goes to Seeley attacking, and he gets fouled by Keaton Heidi.
Well, that's going to be Keaton Heidi's third. But I'll tell you, that was great offense by Wayzata. That was great recovery, too, by Champlin Park. It looked like Wayzata was on the verge of getting a really good look or a layup. Great rotation, and they just didn't give up anything easy. And it leads to a nice transition play here and a chance for Cato Seeley to convert at the free throw line.
His first time to the line tonight, misses, and now the Rebels 6 of 11 from the free throw line tonight.
You know, and if you're Keaton Heidi, that's a great foul. You don't give up a layup. Make Champlin Park. Hasn't shot the ball great from the free throw line tonight. Make him earn it.
Seeley does get the second one. It's a 3-point lead. Rebels have all 4 points here in the second half. 2 minutes in. Camden Heidi had a big first half with a dozen points. Now it's Keaton. Those two combined for 21. Here's Williams from the corner for a three.
Just beautiful play by Luke Paulson, using his speed and quickness. And Cody Williams, you're taught to get down on the baseline, make yourself available to the guy penetrating, and he steps up and knocks the three down.
Otto, nice pass to John, back out. Seeley, Walters.
Out of bounds.
And turnover on Champlin Park.
Do you ever watch Bennett Otto, John, and think he's almost too unselfish sometimes? That he's got those. There's a nice three. There's the play by Wayzata there, but he can get into that lane, and with his height, feels like he could get that shot. And he's just such a playmaker by instinct that he passes up some of those scoring opportunities. And it's a great trait, right? It's a great thing to be unselfish, but I think Champlin Park needs him to be a scorer.
Nice knock away by Seeley, but Walters couldn't catch up with it. Stays with Wayzata.
Seeley's showing some great hands tonight, quick hands on defense.
What a great year he had in football, too. I hadn't come out for high school football, and Coach Nick Keenan talked to him, and his teammates talked him into coming out for football, and a great year, wide receiver. So much so that he's getting looks now from college for football. Nice drive, but Benega can't get the shot to go. John rebounds. Here's Otto. He does attack this time, Ryan, and scores.
Well, and that's where the earlier fouls come into play. Cody Williams with 2 fouls didn't want to pick up a third foul and kind of let him get all the way to the rim. And I like Bennett Otto being aggressive. I think Champlin Park needs him to be that way.
Williams slipped, picks the ball back up, missed on the jumper. Otto gets the loose ball. Picked cleanly by Benega from behind. Nice play by the senior for the Trojans. He gets his team back into the offense. Here's Paulson.
You're struggling on offense. That doesn't mean you can't still make plays. Great hustle by Jacob.
Deep three from Paulson is good. His first made three tonight. Trojans back in front.
He's their second leading scorer. They're going to need him to put up points, and that time from about 5 feet behind the NBA line.
John scores it on a foul. First points tonight for the senior.
And here's why that play is huge. Number one, obviously you get the points, but watch him dribble, watch him go up strong that time. And all that's going to do is force Wayzata to collapse even more. And that's why I think they needed him to get a basket or a couple baskets here. You saw the first play of the second half, John, inside out. I think it'll free up other players for Champlin Park if Alex John can command that double team.
Fouls on Camden Heidi, his second. He's out. Jacob Wildermuth in.
That's a hard guard for Camden Heidi. He's 6'5", you know, giving up 3 inches, but probably giving up 20 to 25 pounds too, and playing a guy that's, you know, 3 years older than you as well.
Free throw not good, but rebounded by, it's traveling, whistled on Wakoria, who had the offensive board and then couldn't keep his balance.
And you can't fault that. I know. I mean, that's just great hustle to go get that rebound. I'd like to see the big fella get that rebound and go right back up when he gets it down there.
(38-37). Rebels by 1. They trailed by 1 at halftime. Down low, here's Paulson. Great assist from Keaton Heide.
Great job by Paulson, getting overplayed by Jacob Johnson. Easy back door. And again, they put so much pressure on you. You cannot relax. You can't overplay.
John strong to the basket, missed it, gets the rebound, and he's fouled again. I like the aggressiveness the last couple possessions for Alex John.
And not only that, they're going to get the third foul on Jacob Benega as well. You know, I think Alex John, he gets the ball down low and he seems to rush the finish a little bit, right? There's no one on the court tonight that can jump with him or finish, you know, or guard his finish. Here he gets a friendly roll. You love to see that aggressiveness. I think it's going to pay dividends for the Rebels.
They'll play next year at Missouri Western State. And gets the second one. So nice free throws there for Alex John. He'll get a little rest here, and in comes Cooper Olson.
Well, and you think of Alex John, and how about, you know, the other night you turn on the TV, you see Marquette playing Wisconsin. We see his older brother Theo John playing against Brad Davison. You see McKinley Wright out at Colorado having a great season. So you see a lot of talent that we've been fortunate enough to watch over the years still playing great in college.
Amir Coffey of Minnesota locally here. Yeah. Cody Williams, 3. That won't go, and rebounded by Otto. So a couple looks at the basket that time for the Trojans, but no points on the possession. Here's Johnson in traffic, has to go back out. Olsen to Otto, and now to Seeley. Into Wakoria. Nice dish out to Otto on the wing. Steps inside of Williams, shot spins out. Johnson up, offensive board, that won't go. And a tie-up underneath. Held ball, and possession arrow this time goes to Champlin Park. Hale and Bokovitz in for Wayzata.
Well, I know Benedetto missed that, but again, how about that great shot fake? Nice, easy dribble into the mid-range. Just didn't get it to fall, but Champlin Park showing what their strength is, which is size and physicality down low, getting second chance points. But the toughness of Wayzata able to tie it up, not giving up any layups down low.
Ball is wet, so we're going to get a towel and get that ready to go.
You know, both of these programs too, John, you think about all the different sports. In Champlin Park winning their first state championship in girls volleyball, right? And both of these teams have great football programs, and they're just really good sports schools and academics as well, but they're consistently really good in every sport.
He's strong off the glass, and Wakoria gets a hand on the rebound and gets fouled. Trojans really aggressive here in the second half on the offensive boards and getting to a lot of these loose balls.
Champlin Park?
Champlin Park, excuse me, yes.
And I think that's a point of emphasis that Coach Tucker said is, guys, you guys are bigger than them. You got to play big too. And similar to the first half, John, that's 4 team fouls already on Wayzata. So Champlin Park putting that pressure on them. See if they can get into the bonus again early like they did in the first half.
That foul was on Bokovitz, his second. Rebels nursing a 1-point lead here. Just over 5 minutes into the second half. Seeley goes baseline. Nice knock away by Paulson out of bounds. He's got quick hands, isn't he?
Oh, they all do. I mean, Wayzata, especially, all their guards are quick. I'll tell you, neither team gives up anything easily. Both defenses are, I think, playing extremely well tonight. They don't give up anything easy. They make you work for every point.
Seeley. Wakoria in some trouble, and his back foot on the baseline. Turnover.
Oh, and again, the big fella's underneath the basket. Go up strong, right? Wayzata's shown that they will foul you if you attack the basket. And if worse things, you miss it, you've been getting offensive rebounds. I think they need to be aggressive down by the basket.
Williams, nice little scoop shot, gets inside Goes defender and scores.
He uses his body great, doesn't he, John?
At the other end, shot missed by Olsen. Long tap out. It comes to Otto. Attacking, draws a double team. Johnson's open for a three.
Great patience by Bennett Otto. Did you see him hold on to that ball? And secondly, John, great cut by Jacob Johnson to get to the baseline and find himself open and knock it down.
He's got 9 points. Champlin Park back in the lead. Williams lost the ball. Shot didn't go. Rebels 2-on-2 break. Johnson in the other corner and traveled. Set it himself on that turnover. Look at these last couple baskets.
I mean, that's just such a crafty move, right? Knowing that a big guy's there, you go up and under like that. And again, Bennett Otto throwing touchdowns on the gridiron and dropping dimes on the basketball court.
Bennett gets blocked by Olsen. No, he's going to get fouled by Olsen instead.
I'll tell you, you love to see the fight of Jacob Benega. He's struggling tonight. Only has 1 point. Hasn't gotten any field goals to foul. A lot of kids stop shooting. They stop attacking. They pout. Not this kid. He's attacking the basket hard. There's no better way to get your offense going than getting to the free throw line.
First free throw is good.
And seeing that ball go through the net. All of a sudden now when you shoot your next three-pointer, you have a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum going.
Chase Miller, number 14, in for Champlin Park, replacing Cooper Olsen, who just picked up his 3rd foul. Second free throw good. So.
That name sounds familiar. He's also a great receiver and played a little backup quarterback as well. So another great athlete for the Rebels.
Otto splits the defense. Finds Walter in the corner. Not good on that three. Loose ball picked up by Bokovitz. Jacob Benega one-on-one with Otto and hands off. Long three from Hale. Not good. Out of bounds off Miller.
Well, great driving kick, and Connor Hale, an excellent three-point shooter, got a good look. The ball was halfway down before it rimmed out.
Alex John in, and he'll replace Francis Wakoria. Eddie Benega, pass chipped. Still Trojan basketball.
Getting active hands really on both sides, Champlin Park as well. And, you know, that can disrupt a rhythm team like Wayzata. If you can just get your hands up, deflect those passes, you take away some of the timing that the Trojans play offense with.
Bokovitz picked up his dribble, finds Hale. Get cut off by Walters. Eddie Benega off to Jacob. Jacob Benega, long three is good.
Did I tell you that, John? You get to the free throw line, you see the ball go in, all of a sudden you feel a little bit more confidence. Basketball is so much about confidence. If you believe you're going to make a shot, a lot of times you will. That was a big, deep three.
Otto fake and then goes to Johnson in the corner. Can't tie it with a three, and rebounded by Wildermuth. Trojans with the basketball and the lead. Benega has to give it back up to his brother Eddie. That shot won't go. Miller releases the pass. Here comes John. And he gets fouled on the drive by Bokovitz.
And got to give a shout out to our cameraman down there. He took a hit, got knocked off the chair.
Now they're coming right at Michael Reinbold here.
Look at that. You know, I will tell you, John, I have a chance to work with a lot of different cameramen all over. We have the best cameramen in the business here. We really do. So big shout out to all of our guys. They just do an awesome job of capturing this stuff.
30-second timeout here. 10:17 to play in the second half. 46-43 Wayzata. Timeout taken by Champlin Park. They have 3 remaining. Wayzata with 4 timeouts remaining.
You know, one thing you got to be careful if you're Champlin Park. You know, Jacob Benega is averaging over 18 points a game. He's got 6 now, but he's got 2 free throws, a 3. You can feel like he might be on the verge now of being confident, and he's capable of putting together, 6 to 8, 10 points pretty quickly. You know, and when you're playing a team that shoots a lot of threes, they can get hot. You've got to keep this game close. It's important that Champlin Park gets a score here out of the timeout.
Another big live basketball game for you on CCX a week from tonight, December 20th, Osseo and Park Center. Big Northwest Suburban Conference game. Osseo School District rivals, and Park Center ranked number 1 now in Class 4A. Unbeaten Pirates. Otto off the inbound. Can't get the shot to go. Rebounded by John. Off to Otto. And they'll go back out top to Johnson.
Nice job by Alex John. Getting that rebound and then being patient to kick it out, too.
Walter gets a shot to drop.
Walter's had a big game. That's his 7th point, but nice job. Good height. Nice strength. And again, Alex John doing the dirty work there, keeping that possession going.
Drive by Camden Heide gets cut off, and a good drive by Hale, but can't finish. Johnson front court pass to Otto. Jace Miller wide open 3. Spins out, rebounded. Wayzata's on the run. Jacob Benega off the back iron. I don't know if he's trying to lob it up for Heide. Here's Otto back the other way, and he scores. Whoa. And the foul. What? They count the basket. It was a late whistle.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Wow. That's. Oh my goodness, that's a terrible call. That is a terrible call. That should have been a no basket or an and one. That is,
or no foul.
Yeah. Or no call at all. That is not a good call. You don't reward, you don't take it away when a kid goes to the basket. Clearly there was a defender moving. And if you're Wayzata, that's why you try to take those, right? Because you never know.
Open look. Camden Heide, a rainbow 3. His first basket in the second half.
That's a 5-point swing right there, John. Camden Heide's having a heck of a basketball game here tonight.
Walter gets his shot blocked by Benega. Follow up in, and he's fouled.
Great job by Jared Walter staying with it. Great defense by Jacob Benega. Gets the initial block. Walter goes right into him. And maybe more importantly, John, that's going to be 4 on Benega. Look at that great block. Just using his big body. Jared Walter is able to take the contact and finish. And you see Jacob saying he felt like there was a push off on that one.
Well, that's a big play. Walter makes the 3-point play. Rebels down by 1, and Benega out of the game for Wayzata. Good drive, pull-up jumper. Comes off for Camden Heide.
And that's a play, Camden Heide, when he gets a little bit older, he's going to keep going. Oh, another 3-point play. And that's Benedetto, I think, at his best. When he is attacking, he's got that great height and body control, great hands. I think when he goes to the basket like that, John, he's unguardable, and he's got such a nice job in the way of finishing, getting his shot off. Excellent play by Benedetto.
Fouls on Cody Williams, his 3rd. 7th team foul, so this was a shooting foul, but everything else after this is at least a one-on-one.
And he knocks down 3 back-to-back 3-point plays. But again, back to Camden Heide. What a great move. I thought if he kept going, attacks that rim, he either gets fouled or he gets a layup or a dunk.
Connor Hale not afraid of the inside play, and who's it off? Well, there's the bad pass by the Trojans. Turnover, Wayzata.
And again, awesome driving kick. I mean, just a nice play by Connor Hale, but great rotation by Champlin Park trying to get to that corner. And just to deflect it enough where it ended up going off of Heide.
Otto has it knocked away by Hale. Heide gets it, or Otto gets it back. Here's Walter. He's attacking. Shot won't go. Rebounded by Williams. Cody Williams looking up court. Releasing it back. Camden Heide. And he gets fouled.
Well, that's going to be 3 on Benedetto, too. I thought Wayzata did a great job that time. Nice drive by Jared Walter, but playing without fouling. You want to contest those, but you don't want to give up easy layups, but you also don't want to foul. That's not easy to do. Nice job that time by the Trojan defense.
3rd on Otto, 3rd team foul only for Champlin Park here in the second half. Missed jumper by Camden Heide, rebounded by Otto. Seeley, and a good breakup by Keaton Heidi as Jacob Johnson was open on the backside there for Champlin Park.
Well, and Cato Seeley, too, great job defensively getting a hand up on Camden Heidi. And by doing that, I think that altered the trajectory of that jump shot.
And it's stolen away here by Wayzata, and then Hale lost it. Paulson picks it up, and then he throws it away. Loose ball picked up by Hale. Throws it ahead. Seeley with the steal. Behind the back to Renz, who gets fouled. Wow, that was an interesting 25-second sequence.
That's like a hot potato game that you see. Ball was all over the place. Here's a steal, turnover. Ball's on the floor. Ball back on the floor. Great hustle that time by Connor Hale, and he throws it away. That ball's going, just back and forth. Great hustle. And it ultimately leads to a foul on Wayzata. And again, they're going to be shooting 1-and-1, John, the rest of the way. That's the 8th team foul.
And that's Keaton Heidi's fourth, so he has to go to the bench. Wildermuth back in.
And tonight, at least offensively for Wayzata, Camden Heidi's been their best player.
Camden Heidi's got 15. Keaton had 9 points all in the first half, but he's got to go to the bench here. Camden's also on the bench right now, although he has just 2 fouls. Free throw missed, though, by Champlin Park, so unable to take advantage of the 1-and-1 there. Trojans with the basketball. They trail it by 2. Williams attacks and gets his shot blocked. Good job by Renz on the block. Here's Paulson. Off to Wildermuth. Renz comes over, try to trap the ball in the corner, and a timeout by Wayzata.
Smart timeout that time by Coach Snetler, I think, recognizing they were in a tough spot there in the corner. I'll tell you, if you can play Wayzata and guard man-to-man and keep the guy in front of you where you don't have to help, that's tough to do. It's a lot easier said than done, but if they're able to do that, you eliminate some of those driving kicks for open threes.
Look at this week's top 20 in Class 4A. Minnesota basketball news. Park Center moves from number 5 to number 1. The only unbeaten team among that top 8. Prior Lake is 2, Eastridge, then Hopkins, Lakeville North, Eden Prairie. There's Wayzata at number 7. Right ahead of Cretin-Derham Hall. Shakopee. Dinah's got a good club this year. They suffered a loss now at number 10. Minnetonka, unbeaten. Tartan, St. Paul Central, the Rebels at number 14 certainly could move up if they win tonight. Eastview, Chaska, White Bear Lake, STMA 3-0. Maple Grove and Moorhead rounding out the top 20.
How about, 5 of the teams that we cover here for CCX in the top 20. So again, a very deep area of basketball that we get the privilege to cover and bring to you guys, bring to the audience.
Williams 3 from the wing, not good. Paulson, gets it blocked by Alex John.
Alex John must have a lot of Windex because he's cleaning glass here tonight. Great block. And he's doing a great job of doing it without fouling, too. Watch him come into your screen. Great length.
Williams too high for Hale, trying to get it to Paulson and stolen instead by Renz. Knocked out of bounds by Paulson, so a turnover by Wayzata.
Again, great hands by Paulson. If he doesn't get his hands on that, Renz either has a layup or he had Cato Seeley running right behind him. That would have been a for sure layup. Nice job by Luke Paulson there to take away the transition basket.
Renz will give it off to Jacob Johnson. And in the hands of Otto. Seeley cut off on the baseline nicely by Williams. Johnson open and hits.
Great composure, great pace by Jacob Johnson. He didn't rush it. Once he realized he had a path to the basket, didn't try to force it, just got nice rhythm into that mid-range jump shot and knocked it down.
Paulson, a long 3 is way off. Saved by Otto. Rebel basketball chance to build on this 4-point lead. It's been their biggest lead tonight. John pass into traffic and tie up, or maybe get a foul here on Bokovitz. He tied up with Johnson, and we will indeed have a foul on Wayzata, and that'll be 4 on Bokovich.
You know, I was just going to say, I wonder how long Coach Schnettler will keep Jacob Benega on the bench with those 4 fouls. And as I said that, he's checking into the game. So I think that's the right play. 6 minutes left. You trust your senior leader enough that he's not going to get that 5th foul, but recognizing we need his playmaking, his decision-making out on the floor.
Well, and they bring back their other 2 starters that have been on the bench, Keaton and Camden Heidi, both back in. And Keaton playing with 4 fouls as well.
I think you can tell offensively they're just a little different without those guys on the floor. I think that's a great decision right there by Coach Schnettler.
Now Johnson hitting in the front end of the 1-and-1. That was the 9th team foul, so everything else the last 6 minutes would be double bonus for Champlin Park. Second one not good, and Champlin Park does have its biggest lead tonight, 5 points, with 5:55 to play in the second half.
Well, both teams, whenever it seemed like the other team was pulling away, able to get a big shot.
Paulson, a little scoop shot off the glass. He's got 7 here in the second half, 11 in the game.
He is so quick. He just changes direction so beautifully. And really can use both hands. You can see that finishing.
Nice pass on the baseline to Renz from John. He'll take it to the basket. Not good. Follow-up won't go. Ball tipped by Renz. Seeley knocks it out of bounds. Wayzata basketball.
Smart play by Ethan Renz attacking. Here, look at that nice left-hand finish. Renz going right at Jacob Benega, but how about Jacob Benega playing great defense, not giving the layup, but also great job not picking up that 5th foul.
Paulson attack and then pulls up over Johnson. Missed the shot, rebounded by Johnson. Rebels quickly back to offense. Otto to John. Oh, and he can't finish.
Yeah, that's one where the big fella's got to finish that. That's a great pass by Benedetto.
Paulson to Keaton Heidi. Camden Heidi open for a 3, and that's a big shot for Wayzata. Heidi with 18 points now. Backcourt collision here between Heidi and Renz.
I'll tell you, great job. It seems like anytime it's been brother to brother on the assist, they've knocked it down. Look at their arms getting tangled up. It looks like a game you play in high school there.
It's like Twister or something like that.
Both guys refusing to budge, but how about, ever since the sub, that's 5 quick points here by Wayzata to get back into this game, tie it up.
Oh, great steal. Paulson, the quick hands in front of Johnson, and Wayzata's in the lead.
And just playing with a little bit more confidence, getting up in the passing lane there. Luke Paulson's been a spark here for the Trojans.
And gets another hand on the ball, deflects one out of bounds.
If you're pressuring like that, that's got to be an automatic backdoor for Jacob Johnson. Instead, Luke Paulson gets his hands in the passing lane. There's a layup. Coach Tucksher recognizing the momentum slipping away a little bit here. Gets a good timeout here for the Rebels.
We don't have what we'd call a playoff atmosphere. It's been pretty subdued tonight, but this is a playoff type feel. I mean, as far as the game, this is kind of the game we hope for in the postseason, right?
Well, the other thing too, don't you feel like when you do a lot of games, one team plays well and one team doesn't usually, right? I feel like both teams are playing at a pretty high level here tonight. Obviously, some foul calls, Wayzata maybe missing some threes that they normally would make, but I feel like both teams, at spurts are playing really good basketball. And again, Wayzata look like they're down 5. Jacob Benega's on the bench with foul trouble. Keaton Heidi's on the bench with foul trouble. Looks like, okay, maybe Champlin Park's going to pull away. They come back 7 straight points to take the lead by 2. Now Champlin Park looks like they're losing the momentum. I fully expect them to come back and make some plays here off the timeout.
Champlin Park with a couple more games before Christmas. They'll host Coon Rapids next Tuesday, and then they're at Centennial next Friday, the 21st. For Wayzata, their next game at home against Benilde St. Margaret's Tuesday, and at Chaska Friday the 21st. Wayzata will play in the University of St. Thomas tournament that week between Christmas and New Year's, and Champlin Park will be up in St. Cloud at the Granite City Classic.
Yep. Both are really good tournaments, usually draw a bunch of good teams, so that was always a fun thing in high school, playing in those.
Foul on the drive. Going to be whistled against Williams, and it'll be 2 shots for Otto's there in the double bonus, and that's 4 on Cody Williams.
You know, and that's where Bennett Otto, you can see Coach Netler, like, where's the contact there? Bennett Otto, when he has surprise attacks you like that, he's got great quickness. And I think he caught Cody Williams off guard with how quick that first step was.
Hale out, and Jacob Bennigan back in.
Almost playing a little offense, defense already.
Second one also good for Bennett Otto. And we are tied at 56. Just over 4 minutes to play in the second half. Great basketball tonight on CCX. Turnaround by Jacob Bennigan. Not good. Rebounded by Cato Seeley.
Great D by Bennett Otto, using his height, too.
Oh, Otto to John for the block.
That's how you finish, big fella. Alex John that time got to step into it and really throw down a hammer. Watch this great dish. Bam. And he put some power into that one. That was just a great pass and a great finish. Yeah, that play, and then coming down that end, it was kind of a bang-bang play, but there was definitely some contact there.
Foul whistled on Alex John. That's his third.
Yep. You know, in something as simple as this, John, when they take that break, I think it helps these teams because it gives you that minute break where you catch your breath. And a lot of times you don't think much about it, but when you're a shooting team, when you got to get your legs, you want to make sure you're rested. Sometimes these little 1 minute, 2 minute breaks can add up, and it gives you just a little bit of energy to keep going and playing at a high level.
Bennett Otto come off the floor tonight?
No.
I don't think so.
And I think you see why. I mean, he's got 19 points, but he's probably accounted for about 45 of their 58 points, either, you know, scoring or through assists.
And then we get a timeout before what would have been perhaps a 5-second call on the Trojans. Brian Schnettler calling the timeout, so each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
It'd be interesting to see. You've seen Coach Schnettler go a little offensive, defensive substitutions, you know, with Jacob Bennigan having those 4 fouls. Wonder if Coach Tucksher will look at that if Bennigan is on the floor on defense, get the ball whoever he's guarding and look to attack. Because you got to think, too, he's probably not going to be a 100% defense, right, not wanting to pick up that foul. So I know that's something as a coach you look at that kind of a matchup. Or do you just say give it to Bennett Otto and good things usually happen when he's got the ball.
Right.
I always go back to Doug Collins when he coached the Bulls and a young Michael Jordan. When Jordan made that shot against Cleveland when he was young.
Over Craig Elo.
Yeah, and they asked him, you know, what was the name of that play? He said, let's give the ball to Michael and get the heck out of the way. And sometimes as a coach, you can overthink things and just give it to your best players and trust that they're going to make the right play.
Hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. Tonight from Champlin Park. Again, 3 more games next week on CCX, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Follow us on Twitter. Go to our website for more information on those games. Out of the timeout, Bennigan misses on the 3. And the Rebels hold the basketball and the lead with 3:40 to go.
Champlin Park went 2-3 zone there on the underneath out of bounds. And again, Jacob Bennigan got a good look.
Otto inside Williams.
They ran that play again, and he got fouled that time. And it catches you off guard because you think it's setting something up. And instead, nice job. Bennett Otto just gets it and rips right through, able to get to the basket.
That pass over the head of Williams. Seeley's out ahead of the pack and scores.
Oh, uncharacteristic for Wayzata turnovers there, and it leads to
Williams, wild shot. That won't go, and rebounded by Seeley. And now Champlin Park with 3 minutes to play, the biggest lead of the night at 6 points. And a blocking foul on Bennigan. That'll be 5.
Wow. Coach Schnettler did not agree with that call. Yeah, let's take a look at this. You see Bennett out. There's the trap. Ooh. I think Coach Snedler might have a point there. It looked like Benega was set, and you could see the elbow, that arm extend a little bit by Benedetto.
Coach Snedler close to being, well, I shouldn't say. I don't know if the referee's close to teeing up or not, but he is not happy.
And rightfully so. He's upset. His best player gets his 5th foul, and and you feel it too. And again, we have the benefit of doubt of replay. These referees don't, but there's been a couple questionable charge block calls.
Yeah.
And I think the earlier one went Wayzata's way, and that one went against them. And this is where you got to regroup. 3 minutes. You're down 7 at this moment. This is where you got to get your team back. You're only 2 or 3 shots. When you shoot the 3 ball as well as Wayzata does, you're only a couple of possessions away from being right back into this game.
Good ball movement here for Wayzata. Paulson puts it on the floor, drives to the basket and scores. What a play by Luke Paulson.
Great defense by Champlin Park, but even better offense. And when you move the ball like that, you move the defense around, it opens up driving lanes. And Paulson's got such a quick first step, able to finish. He's had a heck of a game tonight.
There's Otto putting it on the floor, hands it off, and Champlin Park doesn't have to be in any hurry. They don't need to shoot. Ryan, 6-point lead, 2:15 to go.
No, but you don't want to get too passive, right? They've been effective at getting to the basket, and now Wayzata does such a good job playing the passing lanes. You got to take care of the basketball.
Johnson got through double team to Otto, Seeley in the corner, and back out top to Otto with under 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, and if I'm Wayzata, I'm denying the ball back to Benedetto. I don't want him to catch the ball. I want to put the ball in the hands of someone else here and see if make them make a play.
John to Seeley. Back out to John. Or back out to Otto, rather. Well, that was good patience in Champlin Park a couple times, sort of near the basket, but didn't look at it. They just went back out and ran more clock, and eventually it draws the foul here. And they ran off, about 40 seconds in that possession.
That was very, very smart, intelligent offense right there. And again, Benedetto, he just makes such good decisions. When you're a head coach and you got a guy like that you just trust with the basketball, it's such a benefit to have. And that's why if you're Wayzata, I think as soon as Benedetto gives it up, you don't let him get the ball back. Make someone else handle the ball and make decisions.
We have him for 23. The scoreboard here has Otto for 25 points. Regardless, the Rebels have an 8-point lead. Williams and get a foul called on Walter. And Williams will go to the line and shoot 2.
And that's a foul you're okay with, right? You don't want to give up an easy layup. Contest that, and if you do get a foul, you're going to make Cody Williams earn it at the free throw line rather than a quick 2 points. And it pays off. And I imagine Wayzata off the free throw, assuming they get a made free throw, will be looking to trap and pick up full court here. Champlin Park's got to be able to handle the ball here, take care of the basketball this last minute and 32.
Second one also missed and rebounded by Seeley. Trojans in a lot of trouble right now. Otto double team though in the backcourt. Trojans trying to force a turnover and he gets a timeout.
Smart play, heads up play by the senior leader right there. I think recognizing that 10-second count was coming and 2 guys on him, he really didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. Smart play. You know, we talked too, John, about the foul trouble for Wayzata, and that's where those early fouls, right, that come in 30 feet from the basket, you don't think much about them at the time, but here we are with 1:22 and Jacob Benega out of the game, fouling out. So those fouls add up, and how many free throws has Champlin Park had because they're in the bonus too? So a lot of those fouls early on, they might not seem like a big deal, but they do add up in a close game like this against, with 2 evenly matched teams.
Champlin Park in the second half, 12 out of 15 from the free throw line after 6 out of 10 in the first half.
When you compare that to Wayzata, they've shot 4 free throws in the second half.
Yep, just 2 for 4.
Yep. And a lot of that is Wayzata is a jump shooting team, but give Champlin Park credit. They've put that pressure of attacking against Wayzata. And Champlin Park, I think if they win this game tonight, it's really going to be because of defensively, they really moved well did a nice job. They made Wayzata work here tonight.
Coach Schneller still looking at the official that made the block call on Jacob Benega.
I think Jacob Benega was there. I think that should have been a charge, but I also think that Benedetto basket that he made earlier in the second half where they called a charge should have counted too. So, usually calls end up evening out for both sides.
They get it into Otto, and Paulson didn't want to allow a fast break and fouls him in the backcourt. And Otto, who has been perfect here in the second half from the free throw line, will shoot 2 more. Missed his 2 free throws in the first half, but 7 of 7 here in the second half from the stripe.
Well, it's been a fun game to watch. Both teams have so much talent, and watching this guy right here just play with great composure and pace and just complete command too of his game, and kind of giving his team a little bit of everything. We mentioned he's their leading rebounder, their leading assist, leading scorer, leading steals. He kind of does everything, and he certainly has here tonight.
1 out of 2, 9-point lead. Biggest tonight for Champlin Park. Here's Paulson. Nice ball movement again. Long 3 from Camden Heidi. Won't go. Rebounded by Williams. Splits between the D and scores it. Cody Williams, 7 second half points, 9 in the game. Otto releasing the pass to Walter, and he gets fouled by Camden Heidi. And it's Jared Walter to the line for 2. It's 4 on Camden Heidi, which doesn't matter much now with under a minute to go.
He's had a heck of a basketball game too, 18 points and hit some big shots. Really kind of led them offensively in that first half and been consistent, had a great dunk to start the game. So again, only a 9th grader too, and getting some big time playing and showing his talent here tonight.
Walter 1 out of 2. Paulson contested 3. It was like Johnson might have got a hand on it, and Bennett Otto has the rebound.
I think Champlin Park too, just great job tonight playing with their lengths. Even if they didn't get a shot blocked, they contested all these shots.
John back out smart. To Seeley, to Otto.
That's an unselfish play, right? You probably could have gotten 2 or at least gotten fouled. Instead, you kick it out knowing you can take more time off the clock. There's a timeout by Champlin Park. And that's kind of the strategy you have to have when you play Wayzata. You're not going to be able to rotate and guard everyone. They're going to get 3-point shots, but you want to contest them, right? You don't want to give wide open looks. They're just too good of a shooting team. I thought that's really been the key tonight. Champlin Park contesting all those jump shots by Wayzata, and I think with their length, it has changed some of their shots.
Again, 1 week from tonight, live basketball, Park Center and Osseo, December 20th. On CCX. Jay Wilcox and Brian Iverson will have the call of that one.
Where are you going to be?
Probably watching at home, actually. Sometimes I get a night off.
Yeah, you're too hard of a worker. You don't get nights off. It is though. You look at our upcoming broadcast schedule, and it's just talented team against talented team. It's just we're blessed in this area to watch really good high-level basketball.
We'll see the number 1 team in Class 4A girls basketball week from Friday. Hopkins Royals will host St. Michael Albertville.
And they're, I think, ranked 4th right now too, so that's going to be a great matchup. And anytime you get to see Paige Beckers play, she's had a tremendous start to the year too. It'll be a lot of fun.
See if the Trojans maybe be vigilant on defense but don't foul. I don't know that Paulson will commit a foul with 17.2 seconds to go.
Well, Luke Paulson, that's only his 2nd foul. He's been really the one perimeter player for Wayzata that's, I think, had a great game defensively, but been able to stay on the floor and not getting foul trouble tonight.
Seeley 10 points, 1 out of 2 from the free throw line.
Champlin Park having good balance tonight. Obviously, Benedetto with the big game, but they got 4 players in double figures. Anytime you get that kind of scoring and balance, you're generally going to come out on the right side of the scoreboard.
Missed them both, rebounded by Keaton Heidi. Williams all the way to the basket, scores. Timeout Wayzata. They had their 2 timeouts left. Now they have 1. 6-point game with 10 seconds to go.
You know, a lot of people might ask, why are you calling a timeout? You're down 6. Hey, 10 seconds left in the game. You're down 6. You get a trap here. You hit a 3. You're right back in this game. You still got another timeout. So, and more than anything, you teach your kids you never quit. You play hard. You play till the very end. I know sometimes I ask that in the NBA, you're down by 20, why are you doing that? Well, sometimes you're sending a message to your players like, I won't stop coaching you to the end, and you guys don't stop playing until the very end.
How big is, assuming it's all come holds, how big is this win, though, for Champlin Park?
I think it's huge. I really do. I think Wayzata is a tough out. They're a tough team to beat, and Champlin Park, losing Josiah Strong from last year, I think people wondered how good were they going to be, and I think Benedetto also, is continuing to make a name for himself as one of the best all-around basketball players in the state of Minnesota. People that haven't seen him or think he's more of a football player, you come watch him play basketball. He is the real deal, and he is one of the best all-around players in the state of Minnesota. Augustana's getting a good one there.
He'll inbound here with 10 seconds to play. Trojans need a steal. Champlin Park just needs a clean inbound pass, and they do get it. And they're going to let Otto run it out. They didn't get the steal, and that's the way this one will end. Champlin Park wins 68-62.
What a fun game. Really, again, I think pretty well played by both teams. And again, a loss early in the year, John, it's not the end of the world. It's gonna key. You learn from these kind of mistakes, and just a really good game, a fun game to be a part of.
We'll take time out. We'll come back and hear from the winners in a moment. Champlin Park goes to 2-1 on the season. They win it over Wayzata here, 68-62. Our post game from Champlin Park High School after this timeout.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Champlin Park wins 68-62 over Wayzata. Down to the floor we go to Ryan Iverson with Benedetto.
Well, I'm standing here with Benedetto, really, I thought, who played a phenomenal all-around game. 26 points tonight, but I think even more impressive was just your command of the game tonight, whether it was taking care of the basketball, finding your teammates. How were you able to have such a good all-around game tonight?
The coaching staff was great tonight. They were pretty much the reason why I played like that. My teammates, they're great too. So I just put the team first, and whatever the stats are, that's what it comes out to be.
The most important thing is winning, which you guys did. Early on in the season, Wayzata, very good program, very good team. How big is this for you guys and your confidence going forward?
We knew it was going to be a good game, and we think we're underrated. We didn't see ourselves in the top 10, and we were kind of bummed by that. So it's kind of nice to prove a point here tonight and get the W.
Speaking of underrated, and I've seen a lot of high school basketball, I hear all these other big names. Watching you play tonight, I feel like you're as good as anyone in the state of Minnesota as far as basketball goes. What do you think of that?
You know what? I just play the game, and I don't care what people say. I just play it. Doesn't matter what the rankings are. Just go on, play, and get the W's.
And here tonight, when you guard Wayzata, they're a very good three-point shooting team. I thought you guys on defense really rotated well. You took away, you contested a lot of their threes. Defensively, how hard was that?
It was hard. Their whole team can shoot, and so, we worked on our rotations this week, and paid off. So, I mean, I don't know how much we held them to in three-point wise, but I think we did a pretty good job.
Your last game before this was a loss to Minnehaha Academy. Wayzata, a very good team. What was the difference between that game and tonight?
You know, Minnehaha, they didn't shoot well from the three-point line, but they drawed a lot of fouls, and they had a pretty good big, too, and a good point guard. So, I mean, they had a lot of star power, but so did Wayzata, but they were just a great team. You know, played good defense, and they both played good. So.
What's the expectations, not only for yourself, but for your team this year? You guys lost Josiah Strong last year, a great player. This is your year, your senior year, your team. What are your expectations for Champlin Park basketball?
Show people that we're still a powerhouse. You know, I mean, we've had some great people come up through the program and show people that it's not died down yet. So that's.
Back to you, JJ.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan and Benedetto. Champlin Park volleyball, about 5 weeks ago, state champions. Congratulations to them with the NCAA tournament in town this weekend. The Rebels still basking in the glow of the school's first state championship in any sport. Nice win for this boys basketball team tonight. They win it over Wayzata 68-62. They go to 2-1 on the season. Wayzata drops to 3-2. For all of our great crew and for Ryan Iverson, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in to our coverage of high school boys basketball tonight on CCX Sports.